Hey guys, welcome to episode 3, my first Rivian experience with the service center. If you've been following, these videos are videos that I would have wanted to see when I was deciding, do I get a Rivian or should I wait for the Cybertruck, or should I just get a Bronco Raptor or something else for off-road / commute. So hopefully these videos, if you haven't watched 1 and 2, it's my first. Episode 1 was the car within a couple of days or weeks with it. Episode 2 was my 6-month review, and this one is my first service. If you're wondering how I'm being left with the following question: for future visits, do I have faith that they're going to honor the warranty, or are they going to nickel and dime me? Are they going to be able to fix the car in a reasonable amount of time? And is the loaner car going to be a major concern or a major annoyance? Watch the rest of this video, because honestly that's what I'm asking now at the end of this experience. So let's kind of set up the beginning of this experience. So if you watch my episode 1, episode 2, when I picked up the car, there was a few small things. The charging door was rubbing. Put a video in there for that. And my my gear tunnel, the door wouldn't open. So the left one would pop open and you could put your fingers and grab the door. The right side wouldn't. I would have to open the back passenger door to open up the door. Not a big deal. I created service tickets and I found out there's no mobile text like Tesla had early on. The nearest service center is about 1 hour and 20 minutes, so 3 hours round trip, which really sucks. So I also have my steering column, which I'll include a video here of the fact that the top right was getting really warm, the rest of the steering column wasn't getting warm, and then it would actually cool off over time and barely keep 90 degrees compared to the other vehicles. The other ones I've had, some like the Tesla, you can barely hold on to the steering column from how warm it gets. So anyways, about 3 weeks ago, I had water ingress in my camera. Now, my Rivian R1T has a bike rack attached to it at all times. I go biking 3 to 4 times a week, so it's nice to throw it on. Without the rear camera, though, it's really hard to park in my garage. It's a big car. So that became the trigger of, okay, I'm going to invest 3 hours to go in, but I'm going to take care of all this. I'm a really busy person. I'll blame myself. I didn't pay attention, but even though I had individual tickets for all these, when they created the service order, they only put in the gear tunnel and the camera, even though there was already a ticket for the steering column and the door rubbing, the steering column heater. So I set up my appointment 3 weeks in. Again, I didn't know that, so I should have 4 repair tasks, I guess you could say. Again, since this video is for people that have not had any Rivian service, the Orlando service visit went like this. We arrived 15 minutes before my appointment, parked, not a lot of parking, a lot of pretty R1Ss and R1Ts outside, demo units. So I ring the doorbell, because that's the weird one, right? You can't actually enter the service department waiting room without the door being open for you. So they opened up the door, I sit down, I wait about 8 minutes for my service representative. He comes out, hey, Mr. Rodriguez, how are you? I have you here for 4 things. I said, yep. But then as he goes over them, we have a recall in the pedal. We have to put O-rings on your mobile charger. And then we have your gear tunnel not opening correctly and your backup camera. So I asked, what about the steering column and the rubbing power door? And he goes, well, I do see the steering column ticket, but it was not assigned to your service order, so therefore we can't add it. I'm like, man, I live an hour and a half each way, or hour and 20 minutes. I don't want to come back for that. Is there any way you can add it? He's like, no, unfortunately, once the service ticket is created, we only can do what's on the service ticket. All right. Meanwhile, the other one just is MIA. I know I added it. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe they closed the ticket. I didn't do a lot of research, because at the end of the day, I now have to come back. So he says, all right, I'm going to have you booked till Thursday. Wait a minute. To replace one camera lens and adjust a door, 4 days? Mind you, my experience, and again, a lot of times our experience plus expectations equals ultimately if we're satisfied or not. I've never left a car overnight. I've had entire evaporator assemblies replaced in my Volvo XC90 and I can get it the same day. From a luxury brand like Land Rover and Volvo, I've never not had a loaner that was of the same brand. I never had to go to a rent-a-car like I have now. So a lot of disconnects, and then 4 days to fix it, man. I didn't know that. I assumed, you know what they say about assumptions, like every other luxury brand, they would have it done and I would pick up the car. So I had my tools in there, my bags, my writing gear, everything. So now I had to add into my time that I would have to go to the Enterprise, get the car, come back there, unload the car to continue on my day. All right, fine. Just multiple misses. Right before he's done, he says, okay, they'll come pick you up in a few minutes. Enterprise. I said, okay. Figured it was an employee, but I guess they do, they spend the money and pay Lyft drivers to do it. So I'm sitting there, and the service manager, Nick, comes out, super nice guy. Talked to him for about 10 minutes, gave me a great impression of what the future holds for Rivian. Q3 costs are down. They're running it more like a business, which, coincidental? Maybe. But they're going to become more profitable. Okay. I hear honking outside. I look outside and there's a car. And then again, the car, I look at, and it's obviously the Uber driver. I get in, she's like, oh, I've been texting you. And I look at my phone and I realize, yeah, she's been texting me. The service guy never told me that my number would be linked. And so I didn't want to be rude to Nick, so I didn't look at my phone or my watch to notice the text messages. So again, a little opportunity with training there, not a big deal. So we drove over. The Enterprise is a very commercialized building. Collision center meets Enterprise waiting room. We wait, the guy comes up. Mind you, 3 days ago, or 3 days prior, Enterprise confirmed they have an SUV, a larger one, because I need the room, especially the space for my tools, and to pick up the kids and everything. So I get there and they have no SUVs. All they have is crossovers. He says, give me 5 more minutes. I have 2 more vehicles coming in. Maybe they're an SUV. I wait 5 more minutes. No joke, 2 more Volkswagen crossovers. So he's like, well, you know, I can see if I can get something at another location, but it might take a couple of hours. All right, I've already sunk enough time in this. Let me just have the car. So I went, again, I had to double back to the Rivian Center, go to my car, unload my tools, unload my writing gear, my Baofeng radios, stuff I didn't want to leave in the car for 4 days and risk it maybe disappearing. So, okay, we leave. I'm bummed out. I have brand new tires, which is going to be episode 4. Nice Toyos that I had scheduled for Tuesday, because again, I assumed I would go in and get my car back Monday. Canceled that appointment. Had to deal with everything. Okay. The next day, I get an alert. Mind you, this is about 27 hours later. I dropped it off at 10. About 1 o'clock the next day, I get an alert on my watch saying my credit card's been charged for $200. Great. Something was not under warranty, and I'm looking forward to hearing why it wasn't. I sent a message on the chat saying, hey, what is the $200 for? No response for about 45 minutes, and I decided, look, I really want my truck back. I need it. Let me go back and get it. So I drive, and I said, I'll talk to Nick. When I get there, the place is so busy. I did see Nick. He actually opened the door for me. The guy is sweating, street clothes, shorts, sneakers. You can tell his day off. Like any good general manager or service manager, they were drowning that day. They probably were short-staffed. I totally get. I have a business as well, and 90% of the time, my failure points are always due to understaffing. So he opened the door, didn't want to bother him that moment, talked to my service tip rep. He says, yeah, unfortunately, your tunnel door was an adjustment. Adjustments are not covered. But it's never opened, and it's a known issue. I've seen it in the forums. A lot of people have gotten it taken care of. Call it a courtesy or call it, but it's supposed to open. You shouldn't have to open your passenger door to open the tunnel. Well, unfortunately, it is. We consider it an adjustment, and all adjustments are considered non-warranty. Remember, I've got that charging door that I showed you the video for that's rubbing. That's an adjustment. Another $200 to do that? Doesn't seem right to me. Kind of left me with a bad taste. So I told him, hey, can you please make sure to have Nick call me, the service manager? I would love to speak to him. He said, okay, no problem, I'll take care of it. I did say there was no urgency. Mind you, this is the next morning, 9:45, so he's very likely going to call me. I also put on the app, hey, can you please have Nick call me? By the way, I did later look at the invoice in my email. It does dictate there that it was because the alignment on the door the adjustment per se was the charge. So now at least now I know what it is. So I left and I'm driving home and I'm thinking, okay, now I have 3 warranty things, or I think it's warranty, the heating column that I showed you the video for, the rubbing on the front left door, and then my tonneau cover is now getting stuck on the last plank. Do I have faith that they're not going to try to tag me with $200, $400, $600 bill? I don't know. Right now, I don't have that faith. I still believe they should have messaged me and said, hey, this is not under warranty. Are you still approving a $200 adjustment? So I would have said no. Okay, I'll open the door. Again, my use case, I'll stay with this car between 1 to 3 years. If I like it, 3 years. If I don't, I trade it in at 1 year. When you trade in a vehicle, they're not going to care about those things. And so now I just lost $200. And if I was given the opportunity, I would have simply said, no, don't do it. Especially when you want the car for 4 days. You have plenty of time to let me know. Okay. So I have that. I have no faith on that. I now have to really think about when I drop it off, I'm going to have to come back. And so now it's a 6-hour drive. Think about it. Hour and a half over there, hour and a half back, because I'm going to have to leave the vehicle. That's 3, but then an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. That's 6 hours for the next repair, because I don't have faith that they're going to be able to take care of it the same day. And then the final question is, Rivian's stock price is really low. And I do believe in the stock market. I do believe in being part owner. And I think that's how, if you invest wisely, everyone could be a little bit of a mini owner. And when I left hearing Nick's energy about fourth quarter, I got really interested to the point where I was really looking at buying Rivian stock, especially with the Volkswagen injection, and their software is great. But then based on this service experience, I wonder, are they getting to the point where they're going to nickel and dime all the guests? And if you're going to be a luxury brand, you can't do that. If you're going to do a Tesla and bring down Rivian's expectations, which might happen, maybe this is what they're doing, the R2, and make it just another Tesla, okay, expectations are much lower, but then don't spend all this money on all these people and service techs and all these conversations, and just automate the system like Tesla does, and save the money and use the money to support your warranty. So, like I began the video, I'm probably not going to bring any of these warranty issues in. When I trade it in, they'll take it. They won't even care. They won't even look at any of that. But I am disappointed, and I am now hesitant on buying stock in Rivian and the direction of the company. Again, this might be very unjust because I haven't given Nick an opportunity to defend himself. He doesn't know about these videos. I don't think he does. So at the end of the day, you're going to get a really unbiased look at how this whole thing worked out. I will give Nick 2 more opportunities, meaning if he doesn't call me today, I'll call him in 2 days, or leave a message, and then I'll leave another message in 2 days. And if he doesn't call back, I'll just let you know. There will be an episode 3B, the follow-up to this, on either how Nick handled it, how Nick explained the inconvenience necessity for 4 days versus 1 day, not even, almost a little bit more than 1 day. His belief on why adjustments like this, even though many people have had under warranty, why they're not. And ultimately, should I have faith in the rest of these? And what is the best process to make sure that if something isn't under warranty, that we are notified first, so we can make that judgment call, do we want to spend money? Because everything on that list had a charge. The camera on the work order had a charge, everything. And so it would say $200 and it'll say $0. $200. So is it a bait and switch? They make you expect $1,000, then you come out happy that you only paid $200? I don't know. So let me know in the comments. Was this an unrealistic expectation? Should I have gone Karen on them? Which I won't do. As a business owner, I vote with my wallet. I just don't go back, or I just make a different decision. Or is this, our car company struggling where this is the new norm, especially for luxury brands? Should I be looking at Rivian as a Tesla or as a Toyota and not as a Lexus or as a Land Rover? Because the car inside looks like a Land Rover. The price tag to me looks like a Land Rover. So, very curious on your thoughts. Again, I very rarely ever brought in vehicles for repair. So, I think my last time was my Volvo. I got a loaner. I got my car the same day. I had to pay for all of it. It wasn't under warranty because I had no problems until 50. And the Tesla was in and out, super easy, and I haven't had any warranty issues on the Tesla. Now it has 60,000 miles on it. So let me know what you think. I am really curious. Am I Karen? Am I being unrealistic? Whatnot. Now, as a heads up, my next video, episode 4, I'm not sure if you can hear it on the mic, but I upgraded my tires. So now I have 20-inch rims with a Toyo EV AT3s, 275/60 R20s. So they're the same size as the 21. So if you're interested in how that looks, my economy and my range, definitely tune into the next subscribe so you can get the alert, whatever. But tune in because it's a mess trying to know what tires to get for these cars. And I wanted something aggressive, and when I found out there was an EV version with a 5.0 score out of 5 for efficiency, I figured I would just try it and see how it goes. So right now, just for a sneak peek, I've done a 68-mile drive. Average speed is 70 miles an hour. I have been drafting because traffic on 95, and I'm getting 2.14 kilowatts. So far, on conserve, that looks outstanding. So sneak peek, I'll show you more about the sound, decibels, and everything else on the next episode 4. And again, episode 3B will be whatever comes of this once I get Nick's attention. Thanks for your time. Hopefully this is helpful. If you do, give me a thumbs up. I probably will still make them, but it does take some time to edit these videos, adding in other clips. Thanks again. Have a great one.